set feet. Bang!
What game is this? This is incredible. Hook. Delightful.
Wow!
Too strong.
Now Melbourne goes, and Melbourne gets the bucket. Circus basketball to Roof.
Cole! Yes!
Hello and welcome to your Friday night Hoops Fix. It's the Adelaide Lightning up against the Townsville Fire. Now, 6 days ago, these two teams played one of the more remarkable games you would have ever seen. Adelaide shot out of the blocks. They led 40-20 at half-time before Townsville held them to just 7 points in the second half. Yes, I said 7. What will they serve up tonight? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. My name is Matt Hickey. I'm joined by the great Laurie Chiswick. And Laurie, it's a pleasure to be on the broadcast with you and another intriguing contest ahead of us.
Well, let's hope for both teams' sake that there's a little bit more high scoring than that was at that 40-20 at halftime. I saw that game. I thought, gee, it looks pretty good. Adelaide are continuing on with the way they played against Sydney, and wow, then everything just capitulated as I talked to Nat Hirsch, and she described that second half as a slow burn disaster.
That's a very eloquent way of describing
yes.
it. We're one game into the round 5, and well, Townsville, they're going to end up playing 2 games this round before most teams have played a single. So they played over in Perth on Wednesday night, and a big heavy loss, and in a way that kind of helps them a little bit that they did lose in a blowout, not in a tight game. It allowed some of their stars to get a rest, but they come and play the double, and then we've got the double header tomorrow night, and we finish off with a grand final rematch on Sunday. Laurie, we'll kick things off with the Adelaide Lightning. This is not a 1-4 team, I don't think. They sit 1-4 and on the bottom of the ladder, but this roster has a lot of potential.
Well, it certainly does. They've got a lot of good, smart, talented players out there. They just have to put together the 40 minutes. And as we saw 6 days ago, they put together that first 20 minutes, but then Townsville really pushed them out of their stuff, packed in the paint, slowed the game right down, and that resulted in Adelaide feeling some scoreboard pressure, a bit of frustration, poor decision-making coming through. So I'm sure they've talked a lot about that this week. I think it would have been a really tough week, because to go from playing so well to just so poorly in that second half would have been really hard to handle. But another day, another game, and they're back up against Townsville.
And after a really tough week like that, you tend to look to your leaders, and they don't come much better than Steph Talbot. A toughish game by her lofty standards against the Fire in round 4, but we're expecting her to bounce back and really stand up, because this is when her team needs it.
Well, she's an Olympian. She's a WNBA superstar. So, yes, she does need to step up. She did have 9 rebounds, but they need the ball in her hands more and let her create and score for her teammates. She needs to be in, double figures if she can every single time that she steps on the court. And the other players will follow her. So, she's got some Borlase, Bourne. Dean's been doing a good job, leads the scoring with the team and averaging 15 points. So they're all going to have to step up in today's game.
We take a look at the other side of the ball game, the Townsville Fire, who, as we mentioned on Wednesday night, went down to Perth. A pretty tough ask to back up and go from Townsville to Perth to Adelaide and then head back home to Townsville. But this is a team who started the season off pretty well, but they're 1-3 in their last 4. But Laurie, maybe that game on Wednesday night, they weren't as bad as a 26-point margin suggests.
Well, I've heard that. I've heard people say, oh, Townsville, terrible game. I tell you what, listen to the stat line, Matt. Field goal percentage, 40%. 3-point percentage, 39%. Free throws, 85%. Only 13 turnovers, 22 assists, and they scored 80 points. That, to me, is a winnable stat line, unless you are coming up against the red-hot Perth Lynx, who shot the 3 ball at 70%, rebounded by committee, and were just outstanding to watch.
Yeah, you're spot on. And that 70% shooting from Perth came on 23 attempts. It wasn't like they only took 10 shots and they made 7 of them from deep. They shot 23 attempts from deep there, Perth. So Townsville, maybe not all doom and gloom. One player that is having a fantastic year and played pretty well against Perth is Alicia Froling. And Laurie starting to really develop as a star in this league.
Well, she's really the leader on this team. You can see her talking at timeouts, at huddles, that 22 points, 6 rebounds in that big loss. But you know, she will. It's sort of a loss like that. I don't think they'll mind coming out and playing a couple of days later. You know, it wasn't poor, so they would look at that and go, you know, we didn't play poor basketball. You know, defensively, yes, we need to sharpen up a little bit. 106 points. But it's a new game today, and I think they'll actually relish playing here in Adelaide.
So we're just about ready to get things underway, just 6 days after they met in round 4 in that remarkable and, well, let's be honest, a little bit bizarre game. 53-47, Townsville were victors. It's the Fire in the white. It is Adelaide in the blue. And we're just moments away from tip-off here in this one. Officials give the signal. And we are underway, and it's Lauren Mansfield who will get the first look for the Townsville Fire.
Lots of interesting matchups on the court. I'm really, that one right there, Cox and Turner, really both good inside scorers, good rebounders. It'll be interesting to see who gets the ascendancy out of that battle.
The two players who will be right in the thick of Defensive Player of the Year, you would think, by the end of the season as well. Courtney Woods comes up short on that first attempt of the game. And Caprice Dean, Lauren Mansfield, another really interesting matchup. Mansfield's going to be up and in the whole game, you'd think, Lauren.
Well, she sure is, and that's something that, having just played Perth, they're going to certainly know what to do by as far as defensive transition, because Adelaide like to push the ball as well.
Always great extra kick. Steph Talbot, feet set. Yes, thank you. Take all 3 of those. The Lightning get on the board first.
Good start from Steph Talbot. She looked really comfortable there with that shot.
Great cross-court pass as well from Izzy Borlace, who's enjoyed having Steph Talbot back in the lineup. A little bit of pressure off her shoulders. Great hands, Bourne. Ball loose. Turner comes up with it, and Lightning can push back the other way. Here is Borlace. Good strength in the end.
She does. She uses her strength really well, does Bourne and Borlace.
Turning the corner, Borlace, and a big block from Cox. What a season she's having, protecting the paint, averaging over 3 blocks per game, and she said, get that weak stuff out of here.
What a great pickup she has been for the Townsville Fire.
Just the 17 minutes on Wednesday night, so she'll be looking to have a big impact here in this one. Turner with the fall away as the shot clock wound down, and it was a little too strong. Fire still looking to get their account underway. Settling into a 2-3 zone here, Adelaide. And they come up with the stop, so a little change in defense. Borlace again, good movement. There's the strength we spoke about, Lauren. She earns a trip with a free throw.
Well, she just slowed her body movement down so that she could control it. She had her eyes on the target the whole time, the whole way to the basket. You can just see here, eyes up, just uses her body, positions herself, and she finds herself at the foul line.
That de-acceleration is something I feel like we're seeing more and more that players are adding to their repertoire. Are you seeing that getting taught a lot with younger players?
Well, I think another person that is a classic example of that is Courtney Woods. The way that you wouldn't describe her as explosive, but she uses her body well. She de-accelerates and is very, very efficient.
Came up empty on both free throws. Apologies, split the pair. Played 2 minutes. Fire still looking to get their first score of this one. A lot of post-entry feed in their offense. And a good, tough finish through traffic. Lefty off the glass, Froling.
We saw a lot of that from Froling against Perth on Wednesday night. She just does such hard work and then is very good at her finishing.
And they need plenty of that, the Fire, in this one. Backing up after a game on Wednesday night. He's Bourne looking to create, goes to the spin, flips one up on the left herself and a little too strong. We know that Townsville are a team that like to slow down, run their half-court offense. So we're going to get a great look at how Adelaide handled that defensively. They did a pretty good job last round as the shot clock winds down. Cox, not a known three-point shooter. Maybe she should have let that one fly because she's called for a travel.
Adelaide are doing a good job of mixing up the way they're defending the on-ball screen. On the side pick and roll, they're looking at icing it, which means sending them away from the screen. And that top screen, they're looking at doubling it straight away. So we'll see if that continues throughout the course of the game.
Great insight there from Laurie Chiswick. We've played just about 3 minutes here of the opening quarter, and feeling out process early. Talbot worked very hard to establish position, didn't she, Laurie?
She established it, and then she had to hold it because her teammates didn't see her right away. I was a bit worried she might get called for three in the key, but she persevered, and her teammates saw her, and as a result, got a good score.
Courtney Wood's got a good look that she would normally make, but just a little too strong. Bourne, high arcing three. It almost brought rain, but it did bring 3 points for the Adelaide Lightning.
She had to get that shot off quickly. The defense sort of closed out with a high hand, but she has a little bit more height and was able to get it off.
Lightning out to a good start. Cox from three. She answers back with one of her own. An important hit for Townsville because the lead had jumped out to 7 momentarily, but they bring it back to 4 with that basket.
It's always good as a player if a player is standing well off of you, it's sort of going, you shoot it, I don't respect you from the three-point line, and you nail it, as we just saw Cox do. It's always a great feeling. Especially
getting one early. It's called for a foul there that'll send Steph Talbot to the free throw line. And this is what we spoke about in the pre-game, Laurie. We wanted to see Steph Talbot step up, and she's doing so early.
Well, she is. We see her driving now, penetrating, using her craft to get herself to the basket, and we saw her make that three-point shot from the corner. Now foul line, and that's exactly right, Matt. She needs to be involved. She needs to lead this team.
She's already up to 6 points now with that make, and she didn't pass double figures in either game in round 4. So a good start for Steph Talbot. If she can carry that on, the Adelaide Lightning are in good stead in this one. 10-5, they have the early advantage in front of their home fans. Really happy to sag off at the moment, the Lightning. Daring players to shoot, and Zai Cook says, I'll shoot it, no worries.
Really good decision coming off that on-ball screen. Her defender got just caught in the shoulder there, so she knew she was trailing and was able to pull up nicely.
Turner attacking off the dribble with a nice lefty finish. We don't see that too often from Brianna Turner.
No, and she's got that ability. She's long. She can put the ball to the floor, so she just needs to work on finishing consistently.
We spoke a little bit before going that air, Laurie. Brianna Turner can become a double-digit scorer. I get the feeling this Lightning team could be a little smoky for a playoff spot. So plenty of the season to go. Dean did really well to protect the ball, but just overcooked the finish a touch. Froling looking to go to work, wants to spin back to the left, goes the other way to the right, but a good defensive possession from Izzy Bourne.
Well, there was no player that was coming to double. It was going to be just one-on-one flat-out defense there, and she did a good job. And there we go, Izzy Borlace, just a nice finish on that left-hand side.
And a great find from Brianna Turner, and the Adelaide Lightning, they have the early jump. They lead 14-7, timeout on the floor. Laurie, this is a fantastic start for a Lightning team looking to get off the bottom of the ladder.
Well, and they needed to have a good start. Now their challenge is to keep it going and play for, as we mentioned at the beginning, for a full 40 minutes.
That is the test. This timeout is brought to you by Signet. Stay powered with Signet, Australia's favourite power bank brand. Keep your devices charged and never miss a moment. Visit signet.com to find your perfect power bank. That's Signet, CYGNETT.com.
I asked Nat Hurst, Coach Nat Hurst, during the week if she liked the idea of playing Townsville 6 days later after that, you know, unceremonious defeat, whether it was a good thing or she'd prefer to play them later on in the fixture. And she hesitated, and then she said, I think it's a good thing. I think, you know, you want to be able to get over that loss and be able to prove that, no, that was you know, not what we're made. That's not how you define us. And so to get out and play again, it was a tough week, But, you know, it's about them sticking together and being really deliberate in what they try and do.
And I think as a coach, it might also give you just a bit of a gauge in terms of the playing group's mindset. Are they coming out looking for revenge, or are they coming out and feeling a bit flat that they didn't get past the 50 mark last time they played the opposition? So we'll wait and see. But it's a good start here from the Lightning as Cook, straight out of the timeout. Always nice when you draw up a play out of the timeout and you get 2 points from it, Laurie.
Well, it was just a nice, tight curl. The defender got lost. She was set when she caught the ball to do a pull-up jump shot and looked really good. Great execution.
Pinot with the little mid-range jumper. Probably a nice season coming off the bench, averaging 4 points per game back in the league.
Yeah, she's played some valuable minutes.
Certainly has. Pinot and Basham have both been handy players coming off the bench. Of course, Basham started early in the season as well, while Steph Talbot was just recovering from a little injury. Fire will get another look here. 3:41 left as Cook feeling it, but that one was way off.
Well, when an out-of-bounds play is designed for a catch and shoot, you have to come off with a shooter's mentality, because often you only have a split second to get that shot away. So you could tell she was going to leave her hand regardless.
In regards to a shooter's mentality, Laurie, do some players just have it and some players don't, or is it something that you can teach players to have?
Well, I think some players have it, and I think it depends, you know, what the coach gives you the green light to shoot the shots, and then it's a matter of you making those decisions. But a shooter's mentality certainly is, it doesn't matter if you miss one, you're going to put the next one up.
And do some players have a little too much of it? From the outside, it certainly seems that way at times.
I guess we could word it like that.
Lightning will get another look here. There's 5 seconds on the shot clock, so they'll have to go quick. Someone will have to have that shooter's mentality. Someone's got to get open first. Finds its way to Pinot, spins. Good deacceleration that we've mentioned a few times from different plays, and that's going to stay with the Lightning again. Brianna Turner just stuck with the play.
Well, exactly, Georgia Pinot. She did the spin move, didn't have great position, but she slowed her body down and kept nice and balanced and got a shot off.
Steph Talbot left that one short. Dean will get another look.
Wow.
And the key's going to open up for her. She scores 2. Great penetration.
Her first step was so quick. She was nice and low. She got her shoulder by her defender, just exploded to the basket.
Good confident start here for the Lightning at home. Fowler from 3. Got it to go. Great penetration and pass. And Alex Fowler is a player who's certainly capable of big things.
You're going to have the style of play of penetration and pitch, so shooters have to be ready. And certainly Fowler was at the three-point line.
Turner, who dished out an assist from that exact motion earlier in this quarter, just bit off maybe a little bit too much. So Fire will get another look, and a really interesting final 2 and a bit minutes coming up here. Adelaide have had all the play, but they only lead by 4. Townsville with possession. Mismatch down low, you'd think, and Basham has to put a hand in, and they'll send Froling to the line for 2.
Alicia Froling did a great job. She caught it. She knew exactly who was defending her. Had just gotten on the floor fairly recently. Nobody was coming to double, so she just took it straight to the basket.
No surprise that Izzy Bourne comes relatively quickly back into the ball game after that possession. Nuthurst taking no chances of letting Alicia Froling loose. Makes both. Just like that, we're back to a 3-point ball game. And Froling takes a well-earned break.
You do. You give your if you can, you give your stars a bit longer of a break. These 2 minutes plus the quarter time break will mean that she's ready to go in the second quarter.
Cox again. It seems like she's out of play sometimes, but just sticks with it, and the timing is impeccable.
Well, she makes it look really easy, but you're right. It is all about timing, as we see Courtney Woods lighting it up from the 3-point line.
Big hit from Courtney Woods. And just like that, Townsville have a 1-point lead in this game, and now Adelaide have to look to come up with some answers. Pinot thought about it, hesitated, let it loose, back iron, good follow from Basham.
That's what you have to do. You have to give your team, go after those O boards to give yourself a chance at some second chance opportunities.
Talbot just hesitated, took the extra dribble, and answers back, says anything you can do, I can do. Back and forth we go. Heavy contact there, but no foul. Mansfield flips it up and flips it in. Might have been Abby Ellis, I apologise. Tough take.
That was really tough. She's just come on the court fairly recently, and Izzy Bourne's a good defender, and to get by her and get an and one is a great start to getting playing in that first quarter.
Yeah, played just the 90 seconds coming off the bench at the moment. That was her first shot attempt. Talk about a tough one. Got it to go. Doesn't get the free throw to drop, and we're inside the final minute of the first quarter. All tied up at 19 apiece. I think this possession should find its way back to Steph Talbot at some point, but it's winding down here for the Lightning. Great defensive set for Townsville. Got to get something up. They do, but it's way off, and now the Fire can fire back the other way. Immediately look to go to Cox. Mismatch again. Great defensive play, though, from Pinot, who gets the block. Charges back the other way. There's about a 3-second differential between game clock and shot clock. That does everything but drop, but Pinot was in the play again. I think it's come off her, and Townsville theoretically should get the final look of the game with 15.7 seconds remaining.
That shot might have been taken just a little too early, because you don't want to give them any look at the basket now, and they've got another 10 seconds to set something up and score.
Here's Alice. Pick comes from Cox. Woods wide open for three. Got it to go, and what a big way to end the quarter for Townsville. After trailing for the majority of the first period, they will take a 3-point lead into the second quarter. It's been a hot start from both teams, but it's the visitors, the Townsville Fire, who lead 22-19 at quarter time. Hello and welcome back to Adelaide 36ers Arena. Well, both teams trading blows in the first quarter. It was the Lightning who jumped out to a handy little lead. It got down to as much as 7 before Townsville just steadied the ship. And a big triple from Courtney Woods to end the quarter sees them leading by 3 at the first break. If you're just joining us, my name's Matt Hickey. I'm joined by Laurie Chiswick. Laurie, how did you see the first 10 minutes?
I thought it was a quality, first quarter. Both teams took care of the ball, had very minimal turnovers. Three-point shooting from both teams is at 50%. So, it's close as we would expect these two teams to be.
Certainly is, and we're back underway here in this one, and it's the Lightning who will get the first look of the quarter. Both teams shooting the three ball relatively well, so at the break, Adelaide were at 50% before that attempt, and Townsville 4 of 7 from deep, so much better shooting than the last time we saw the two teams play.
That's exactly right.
Nice possession, and it's going to be free throws to come here for Adelaide, and that was well executed out of the baseline, out of bounds.
Again, that's one of those out of bounds plays where you have to be ready. She was only open for a split second, and so you have to be ready to just catch it and power up and hope the defense isn't quite there, which we saw was the case, and she finds herself at the foul line.
And Brooke Basham having a really good season. Had limited opportunity last year, just the 1 point per game, and played in 18 games, but did get even minutes. She's averaging 7.2 points and a couple of rebounds and a couple of assists per game.
Yeah, in 24 minutes, so that's really upped her gameplay.
We're going to see free throws back the other way, this time for Courtney Woods. Yeah, Basham, it comes off a season again with North Adelaide Rockets in the NBL 1 Central Division. She averaged 22 points and 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and clearly has had an extra little development in her game, and the coaching staff has rewarded her, and they've Brooke Basham has returned the favour. I'm always astonished when I go through the numbers, Laurie, and Courtney Woods was a 50-40-90 player last season. I feel like that it's just not talked about enough. 50-40-90 is remarkable.
Yes.
That's the spin from Bourne. For those playing along at home, 50-40-90 means across the season you shoot 50% from the field, 40% from deep, and 90% from the free throw line. And at volume, that is very hard to do. Good entry pass, one more, and the extra. Good hustle defense, though, from the Lightning. And the block from Turner, the rotations were excellent. Fantastic move from Ball Ace, who'll go to the line to shoot a pair. But back to that defensive possession, Laurie. It looked like they were going for all money. It was going to be a wide open three somewhere, but the rotations were fantastic. Well,
they were. I thought that probably Townsville should have shot the ball. They made maybe one extra pass that they didn't have to. And then Izzy Borlace getting the rebound, going coast to coast. Little behind the back dribble at the center line, and then all the way to the basket, and sees herself at the foul line.
It certainly does. And make sure you're following all the live stats of today's game in the free WNBL app. You can also check out game highlights, team and player info, and more. Download it from the App Store today.
And she's not somebody you want to foul. She shoots 91%. So she's going at a very good clip.
Alex just went without it for a moment. Mansfield, good kick to the corner. Woods. Fowler collects. Mansfield ends up on the other side of the floor. Doesn't get that one to drop. Interesting to see how many minutes we see Mansfield and Alice playing together on the floor. Big push off from Ball Ace. Didn't look like it was going to get called for a moment. Eventually does. A little wry smile on her face. Townsville will get another look. They lead by a point. We've played just about 2 minutes of the second quarter. Just get the feeling this one already. I know it's early, but it's got the vibe of a very close game. Corner three on its way. Has to go. Doesn't. Almost too much time out there from Lauren Mansfield. Might be another push off. No, it's a flopping warning from the official. And 2 down for Brooke Basham. Fowler, free throw line jumper. That's good.
Adelaide need to really work harder at containing on dribble penetration, because, so we just see Borlace there, because Townsville are finding it really easy to get 2 feet in the paint and then dish it out. Right now, Townsville's not shooting that well from outside, but what a great cut, give and go cut, inside look, high-low.
It was fantastic look. Just the final finishing touch couldn't quite be put on. It is getting physical and it's opening up a bit out there. There's bodies flying everywhere, Laurie. It ends in the hands of Courtney Woods, who rattles home a 3. Another one for her, her 3rd of the contest. And there was a timeout on the floor, but this game has gotten very physical all of a sudden.
Well, it has. Players are trying to navigate through screens. We're trying to create a little bit of extra space for themselves when they're driving to the basket, and both teams equally are upping the physicality of this game.
They certainly are. This timeout is brought to you by CTM Sports, calling all sports teams. Say goodbye to travel headaches and say hello to CTM Sports. CTM are 100% committed to delivering excellence in their field. Leave the logistics to the travel experts so your athletes can focus on what they do best. Learn more at ctmsport.com.au. That's ctmsport.com.au. Early-ish timeout here for the Lightning, Laurie, but feels like a good one as it was just getting a little bit loose. Just bring the team back in, reset, refocus.
Well, the other thing that might be a focus for the Lightning is they would be aware that Townsville did play 2 nights ago, had to travel to Adelaide. So they would want to be trying to run and push the ball at every opportunity to try and perhaps maybe come the 4th quarter, some fatigue might set in to Townsville. Again, talking to Nat Hirsch, she said that the way they want to play is with pace, poise, ball, and player movement. So they need to continue pushing at every opportunity they have.
You mentioned that potential fatigue. Courtney Woods played basically every single second of this game so far, so has the 10 points, certainly performing very, very well, but what will that look like down the stretch coming off that quick turnaround in the travel from Perth? Here's Brianna Turner. Good take and finished with the left. Brianna Turner, she's come to play.
It's good to see her put it to the floor and finish strongly.
Lead cut back to 2 momentarily. Shot clock now down to single digits. Great pressure. Talbot with the takeaway. Should go all the way herself. She does. Always just worries me a little bit when players go the single arm scoop, but she got it to go. All tied up, 28 apiece. Froling was wide open on the weak side. Eventually it comes her way, and she finishes with the 2. Good patience from Woods and Froling. And great takeaway from Fowler. Woods one more time, patient to the basket. And that one's going to go the way of Townsville. The Pristine stepped out of bounds. Party night in Adelaide.
It is.
Up and about. It is a Friday night after all. Just a little moment. So I'm not entirely sure what we were waiting for there, but eventually we're back underway. Courtney Woods, the same spot, same shot, doesn't get it to go, left it well short. Maybe needs a bit more pressure. Here's Pristine at pace. Just the 2 points for her so far in this one. They want to go down low to Ball Ace, who had a bit of a mismatch down low. Sorry, apologies, it was Bourne.
What I liked about that was Turner looked inside. It was almost like a pass fake. You could see the defense collapsing, and there was Steph Talbot over on the opposite side, wide open. And so I think that's exactly what she was trying to do, make that skip pass when the foul was called.
Here is Bourne. Single digits now on the shot clock. Turner again has just looked to take hard off the dribble on every catch, and it was a good spot, but she couldn't quite get the shot to drop. Cook in the corner, great setup by Woods. That one almost banked him.
Oh.
Wood somehow ends up with it. I'm not quite sure. It was highway robbery, but she scores the 2.
You know, those sort of baskets, you just shake your head and take them.
She's absolutely everywhere at the moment. That might have been a travel, and it was. Big Basham just dragged the pivot foot a fraction.
Well, it was a great, really hard switch. And Ellis was right there when Basham came off of that and was ready to defend her, and I think it sort of took Basham by surprise.
Abby Ellis, another player, having a good season. Also coming off a strong NBL 1-24 campaign. Teams taking their time to get in their offenses, but it worked beautifully for Townsville, and Froling the beneficiary at the end.
Right now, Townsville are really executing their offense well and know exactly what they want to do out there.
Feet set, 3 on the way too strong in the end. A good tip from Cox. Dean almost with the takeaway. Alice eventually gathers it back. Hands it off to the general, Courtney Woods. High-low feed, and the one more wraparound pass. How pretty was that, Laurie Chiswick?
Well, it's such, as I said, they're just ticking away right now, Townsville. They've got great movement off the ball. So we saw that ball get dumped into Alicia Froling. She had nowhere to go, but then there was a slashing Ellis to the basket and, you know, made it look really easy.
If there's a team that you cannot switch off on defensively, it's Townsville. They're so well disciplined, they will make you pay. And this timeout is brought to you by Ford. Ford dealers are all about supporting the game here in Australia. From Ford Aussie Hoops to the WNBL, we've been backing Aussie sports and communities for nearly 100 years. So when you're ready to hit the court, your local Ford dealer is here to help you get to the game. Let's go with Ford. Great supporters of Aussie Hoops. And the Lightning now just find themselves in a bit of an awkward spot. 4 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Down by 8. They had the early advantage. Just unable to get stops defensively.
Well, I think they need to change up what they're doing defensively. Just Townsville feel really comfortable right now with what they're doing, what they're running. So Adelaide need to be a little bit more disruptive. Maybe throw some traps in, maybe show a zone coming out of this timeout, but just force Townsville to have to think about what they're doing, because right now they're feeling very comfortable.
As we kind of expect with Shannon Seaborn teams, they're so effective in the half-court offense. And as you say, Laurie, if you allow them to run through their sets, 9 times out of 10, they're going to get a pretty good look.
They're going to get a good look. Whether it goes down or not, they're going to get a good look. And they've got, you know, great offensive rebounders, second chance opportunities. So it's something that Adelaide, they just need to throw something different at them, a different look.
They want to start things after that timeout with a basket. Just cut into this lead a fraction. Ball ace is back out onto the floor. Starters out there for Adelaide. Ball ace, little one dribble pull up. Nice finish from Izzy Ball ace. Hasn't been shooting the 3 ball brilliantly, so just takes a little extra safety dribble and buries the deep 2.
Yeah, I liked what she did there.
Let's see what they can throw at them defensively. Good hands from Turner. Cox going one-on-one. Great defensive play from Brianna Turner. Now they have to make them pay. Here comes Talbot. Ball ace. This time lets the 3 fly.
Wow.
Buries it and 1. She'll go to the line for a potential 4-point play.
That's what you want to happen coming out of a timeout. A 2-point pull-up shot and then a 3 and an and 1. Wow.
And it shows that previous possession, take the extra dribble, get your confidence up, see one go through the bottom of the net, and then she was ready to catch and shoot from deep that time.
And I give credit to Steph Talbot, too. She didn't panic. She went inside. She saw Borlace wide open at the 3-point line and, you know, recognized that she'd just made the last basket and passed it to her teammate.
Uncharacteristically struggling a little bit from the free throw line in this one. Just 2 of 5 now, Borlace. But the lead quickly cut down to 3, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Adelaide Lightning.
Well, neither of these teams are great free throw shooters. You know, they should be up around the 80 mark, but Adelaide are at 73, Townsville at 70. So it's something in a close game. We know foul shots can do it.
Often the difference is spot on, Laurie. Single digits on the shot clock. Woods has been creating everything. That one is going to stay with the fire. The shot clock, I don't think will reset. It'll take a moment. It's at 4.4. I think the official's going to have a little discussion. I don't think there was a clear possession in that at all. So they will stick with the 4.4, and Townsville will have to go quickly.
Great deflection by Adelaide at that play phase.
Cox with the one dribble pull-up. Not sure that's exactly the look they were after. Good strong take, and not much more Abby Ellis could have done there. Did a good job keeping her arms up, but ball is pretty tough to stop when she gets downhill.
Well, and again, we see that, you know, there's a few players on both teams that are using their strength as opposed to explosiveness. And again, that was another example of Borlase just sticking with the task at hand.
That's the first one to drop, and since that time out, this has been a fantastic run here from the Lightning. They were down by 8. It was 36-28. Just like that, a little 7-0 run, and we're back to a one-point ball game. .245 to play here in the first half. Woods has done everything for Townsville. Cox, line drive 3 on its way. A little strong, and it's going to be, I think, an over-the-back foul on Froling, although the officials just want to have a little discussion.
That's what it looked like, that it should be an over-the-back for Froling, I would say. Wow.
That one is going to stay with Townsville. Like Pinot had the box out position.
Interesting.
It's going to be free throws to come for Froling as well.
Alicia
About to
Froling.
say, it's going to be. I was wondering. They're not in the bonus, Laurie. I apologise. I was wondering how on earth that was going to be free throws, but it is a baseline play.
Well, I'm wondering how it was actually Townsville's ball.
It's going a level deeper, but yes, you could be on there. It's going to be Adelaide's ball in the end. The ball don't lie, it turns out.
Oh, just tried to thread the needle, Brianna Turner. They should have done better on that. It was a 3-on-2 break for Adelaide.
She's a great facilitator, Brianna Turner, but maybe in open transition, just a little drop-off pass. Make the high percentage play. We are going to get a timeout now on the floor. So a messy little 20 seconds, a bit going out there on the floor. And well, the physicality's really turned up here in the second quarter. And it was the Fire who did indeed fire the early shot of the second period. But Laurie, Adelaide, they've steadied the ship. They've done well to drag themselves back into this one.
Well, certainly on the back of Talbot's 11 points, Borlase 11, I feel like Borlase has really, you know, this quarter in particular has asserted herself onto the game, and you know, they need to continue to do that. And for Townsville, I thought that Adelaide just got a few deflections, so they just have to be a little bit cleaner in their passing. They've got some good ball and player movement. They just need to be a little bit crisper with the execution of their passes.
Lauren Mansfield yet to hit the scoreboard, struggling a little bit, but Abby Ellis has come off the bench for Townsville in 9 minutes, has 4 points, 100% from the field, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, and having a really great impact, similar to the impact that Brooke Basham is having on the other side for the Adelaide Lightning. But for the Lightning, this is exactly the type of box score that they would really like to see, isn't it? Talbot and Borlase leading the way, and then the likes of Turner and Bourne chipping in.
So Dean needs to step up a little bit. You know, she's Adelaide's actual leading scorer, 15.2 points per game. Currently, she just has the 2 points, so she can't just be a facilitator. She, you know how explosive she is. She needs to get herself to the basket. She needs to be assertive. And on the other end, you know, same thing with Zara Cook. She needs to assert herself on the game. Currently, she has 4 points and normally averages almost 13. So it's a long game to go, though. You know, we're only in the first half.
By the way, Fine now are in the bonus, and that's why Abby Ellis marched the length of the court after that loose possession foul and had the free throws there after the timeout. Courtney Woods has played every second of this quarter as well. Every second of this game, I believe. Great defensive play from Cook. She just stuck with it. It looked like she was gone for all money. Dean wide open. Is that the one to get her going? And Laurie, you called for it. Ask and you shall receive.
Well, again, you know, Talbot recognized that she was wide open. She didn't have a shot. Feet set. Let it fly.
Just like that, Adelaide take the lead back. How's this for a battle? The two number sevens.
Yes, I love that matchup.
Cook driving hard. A good last minute tap on it from Borlace. Woke up, probably would have been a wide open layup, and there's only 2.3 seconds left on the shot clock. So again, the Fire will have to go quick. Cook up fakes,
nice.
Got it to drop. Good patience, even with the clock winding down.
Really good little shot fake there. Kept her own balance. Didn't come out of her stance when she did the shot fake and was able to shoot it.
Just a great job of knowing exactly how long she had left. Turner goes to work. Probably rushed the finish a touch.
Well, she did. She had, you know, a massive height advantage on Woods.
And there's a mismatch down the other way, and Alicia Froling tends to take full advantage. She'll go to the free throw line to shoot a bet. This is what well-disciplined teams do, isn't it, Laurie? They run hard down the court. If you've got a mismatch, seal early, get good paint position, and get rewarded with your teammates, and head to the free throw line. Up to 9 points now,
It's good to see Froling nail these free throw shots, because that, if anything, is
incredible, Laurie. It has to. Oh, you might have gotten a reprieve here.
Okay, I'm not going to say anything until after her shot here.
We'll have to wait.
Come on, make the basket.
That was almost vintage commentator's curse, and even with the reprieve. But you're right, she's shooting the free throw well. She's 3 of 4 now in this game. And considering how much contact she plays through, it's really important for her to step up and make those freebies.
Well, it is, because she gets to the line the most out of anybody on her team. So, you know, she's just got to work on that part of her game. So there we see Talbot posting up Courtney Wood, which she tried to do the last time down the floor, and she got a good pass in. There's nothing Woods can do once she makes that sort of position.
In the bonus, so a trip to the free throw line now for Steph Talbot. And if you're wondering why Izzy Borlace is headed to the bench after she was on a little bit of a heater there, she's got 2 fouls, so not wanting to pick up the third before halftime. Pinot with 2 as well. And on the other side of the ball, Lauren Cox has 2 for the Townsville Fire, so not too serious of foul trouble to worry about, but just a few plays to keep an eye on. Great extra pass, wasn't it? The foul couldn't finish. Oh, it was all so brilliantly worked out, and that time Cook says, well, if I have to do it, I'll do it myself. A 10-second differential between game clock and shot clock. Lightning happy to take their time. Dean guarded by Mansfield. Now Talbot. Got to get a shot off at some point. Ball gets tipped, and a great defensive set from the Fire.
Well, it was it. That defensive stuff, the defensive play phase with their hands moving, and that made Steph Talbot a little bit indecisive in what she was going to do out there.
And here we go. They'll get the last look like they did in the first quarter. Will it go to Woods again? They wanted it to. Dean will let it fly from way downtown, and it almost drops. But an eventful first half now in the books. And it looked as though in that second quarter that Townsville were going to bounce away. But Adelaide, they have come to play in front of their home fans. They brought it right back. They trailed by just 2. The Adelaide Lightning 40, Townsville Fire 42 at halftime.
I've always been told that good things come to those who wait.
Well, I've put in the work,
and I'm ready.
What a finish!
Ready to hold that trophy at the end of the season.
Forget waiting. The future is here.
Need the composure. Jackson blows the roof off.
Wow, it's LJ the GOAT.
There's Jackson again.
Well, that's something that they're going to have to take care of business.
Through every heartache, through every cheer, we won't give up till the final buzzer. We've never been more ready.
For a delicious dinner that disappears and lets you squeeze in one more episode before bed. Pick up Latina Fresh, Australia's favourite pasta and sauce. Latina, we got the weeknight.
So we're here for the AIS camp, which is part of the She Hoops Leadership and Confidence Scholarship.
This program is a culmination of a few different things.
10-week course, so 5 mentoring sessions for the Australian players and 5 EQ Mind sessions.
For them to become officials, to become coaches or administrators or leaders in the sport.
She Hoops is an organisation that is just all about empowering women in basketball, and I think being immersed in this environment is really cool.
Celebrating 50 years of sneakers?
Get closer to the game with the free WNBL app.
Clark with the and one.
Check out the fixture and grab your tickets.
What a finish to the third quarter.
Catch game highlights. Stay connected to your favourite player or team. And follow live game stats. Anytime, anywhere.
Cole cracks 2 more.
The WNBL app is where it's at. Download now.
For a delicious dinner that disappears and lets you squeeze in one more episode before bed. Pick up Latina Fresh, Australia's favourite pasta and sauce. Latina, we got the weeknight.
Well, 6 days ago, the Townsville Fire and the Adelaide Lightning played at a 53-47 war of attrition. At half-time in the rematch, it's Adelaide 40, Townsville 42, so scoring, no doubt, has certainly improved over the last 6 days. If you're just joining us, my name is Matt Hickey. I'm joined by Laurie Chiswick. Laurie, we've had a chance just to take a breath, but it's been a good start to both teams, and both have had little runs here and there, and it's a tight one at the break.
Well, hopefully Adelaide are in their change rooms going, okay, we had 40 last time we played this team. Now let's wipe out that second half and continue in the same way. And certainly Townsville have come out much more assertive than they did 6 days ago against Adelaide. And we've seen some really good basketball out there, particularly from the three-point line, 50% for Adelaide, 33% for Townsville. But more importantly for me is teams are taking care of the basketball. We haven't seen that many uncharacteristic turnovers out there. And we can see the top scoring. I thought Izzy Borlace really asserted herself in that quarter with her 11 points and 5 rebounds now, as did Courtney Woods, who got some nice looks from beyond the arc.
She certainly did. Borlace had 8 of her 11 in that second quarter and 4 of her 5 rebounds in the second quarter as well. And you mentioned Courtney Woods, 6 points and 5 assists just in the second quarter alone. So all 5 of her assists came in the second quarter. So she put up the big points early, and the defense all came in and swarmed in around her, and so she started creating for her teammates 2 high-quality players, Laurie Chiswick.
Well, and as you've mentioned throughout the call, she has played all 20 minutes so far. She is leading like a captain should lead and responding from their loss to Perth and coming out the way she's playing. And it'll just be interesting to see if fatigue does play any part in it.
Yeah, certainly one to keep an eye on down the stretch. We've had plenty of highlight plays here in the first half of this one, but there was certainly plenty of highlights last round. So let's take a look at the top 5 plays from last week.
It's the tie
or take the lead. Wilson. Oh, again finding contact. Ali Wilson. A chance for an extra.
South Sudanese national. Oh, Cox slots away Turner. I bet you that felt nice. Number 1 and 2 going at it. Cox spins out on that occasion.
Gibertoni just lost Emma Clark. She'll step into a 3-ball. Nylon. Alex Gibertoni with the handles.
Cox. Back to Melbourne. Shot clock ticking down. So Melbourne pulls the trigger and the rattles in. I love those Jade Melbourne threes where she almost just stabs at it. They are so much fun.
Checks the screen. Pocket pass. And the timing from Turner sublime. D now in the open floor. Takes the contact and another and one to the Lightning.
So what was your favourite part about playing today? Did you score many points? Did you play some lockdown defence? Did you push your friends around a little bit for fun? So Ava, tell us a little about your basketball at the moment. What division are you playing? Are you having a bunch of fun? Are you scoring a lot of points and just dominating in general? That's really good. I'm glad to hear that. Giving her an assist out, making a difference, chipping away. Wonderful. Lovely to hear that, Ava. Ava, tell me, who is your favourite Adelaide Lightning player? You like Brooke Basher? Is there any particular reason why you like Brooke Basher? She's a good one to look up to, that's for sure. What about you, Ruby? Who's your favourite Adelaide Lightning basketball player? I'm pretty sure Brooke is an absolute favourite of all of us here at Adelaide Lightning. Ruby, Ava, come in really close to get a great big go to Lightning on the count of 3. Here we go. Go Lightning.
Hello and welcome back to Adelaide 36ers Arena. It's the main break here in your Friday night hoops fix, and it's the Townsville Fire, the visitors, who lead 42-40. Now, Laurie Chiswick, a player who played all 20 minutes in that first half after playing 25 minutes 2 nights ago, is Courtney Woods, and she's had a great start to this game.
Well, she has. She is their captain. She's led by example. She's got some assists. She's got 5 assists, 12 points, and she's really had an influence all over the court. So she's been active defensively. She scored from the outside, as we can see behind the arc, and then she's also used her physicality and her balance and the way she de-accelerates going to the basket. And we see this one here just happened to fall into her hand. She said, "I'll take it, thank you very much." But she's been very influential.
I was going to say, it tends to happen with the good players, doesn't it? They just seem to be in the right place at the right time, and she was certainly in the right place at the right time on that occasion. So, as you mentioned, the 5 assists, all of them come in the second quarter, 12 points and 3 rebounds as well. Now, you may notice today that players from both teams have a purple band around the top of their singlet. This band is a powerful symbol of support for survivors of domestic violence. This season, the WNBL, clubs, athletes and the Players Association have united to raise awareness around this critical issue. Did you know 1 in 4 women have experienced violence from a partner, and in 2024, a woman is tragically expected to die every 4 days due to domestic violence. Enough is enough. A life free from violence is possible, and when everyone plays a role, real change happens. Learn how you can be part of the solution by visiting Full Stop Australia. You can scan the QR code on your screen right there. A really important initiative from the WNBL. Just about ready to get things back underway here at Adelaide 36ers Arena. It's easy ball ace on screen there, and 11 points, 5 rebounds. Had a couple of fouls, so we didn't get to see her towards the back end of the first half, but looks to be in a real scoring mood, though.
Well, I think they need to all be in a scoring mood. I think Talbot needs to continue in her way. She's got 13 points. Dean, we talked about her, that she can't just be a facilitator. She can't just be somebody that pushes the ball in transition. She needs to be a scorer as well.
And that is not exactly the way you would like to start half of basketball. A very, very early backcourt violation, I believe, though.
Well, I didn't even realize the game had started. I was looking down.
To be fair to you, Laurie, I don't think Townsville did either, if I'm being frank. I don't think Townsville did either. And now, because it started at the half court, the shot clock's winding down, but it was a brilliant play from Talbot to Turner, and they make it work, the Lightning. It's all happening here to start the second half. What a remarkable way to get a third quarter underway. Cox, who had 2 fouls as well.
Yeah,
she sat in that second quarter.
She sat for a while, and they missed her on the court. One, her scoring, but also her shot blocking. There you go. The big girls are going at it.
You just love to see it. 2 players who were going to be right in the thick of Defensive Player of the Year come the end of the season, showing off their offensive prowess. Turner, just every now and again, gets in that mood where she just goes head down and looks to score, and when she does, she's probably close to a 50% shooter.
She is.
Dean, that's a tough look, and got it to rattle home. Long live the mid-range.
We love the mid-range.
Yeah, you've got members 1 and 2 of the mid-range
That's
fan
right.
club in the commentary box tonight. You can be member number 1, though. I think that's only fair. So Adelaide 2-point lead. Hot start from both teams. Following out a very good look at it, and maybe wasn't quite good enough a look at it. Great turn of the corner. Probably could have dropped off the ball to Bourne, went herself, drew the foul on Woods, and easy ball ace to the line for 2.
That's Courtney Wood's second foul.
Just a little miscommunication on defense, wasn't it?
Well, she came over to the split line to try and defend that. It was just a little late arriving, and it was actually a good decision by Borlase to go up strongly, use her strength.
Gets the first one to go. It's her 8th attempt from the free throw line, so 5 of 8 now. Doing a great job of getting to the charity stripe. It's the second to go as well. Let's start here for the Lightning. They've come out firing early. And this is always the big test for a team coming off a short break. How do they start the second half? Your first win's gone. You've had the chance now to cool down a little bit at the halftime break. You've got to pick yourselves back up and go again. Cox for 3. Tough look, and she got it to go. Lauren Cox.
Well, considering she's only made 3 out of 16 so far this whole season, she's made a couple tonight in this one game.
Yeah, she's 2 of 3 as It all just parts for Japrice Dean, who flips that one up and in. Shooting with confidence, Lauren does. Making up for maybe a bit of lost time in that first half with some foul trouble. Mansfield and Woods. Hesitation was good. Stops. Up fakes. How good was that from Courtney Woods? She's got the ball on a string.
She does. Just that little hesitation.
And that was the right idea, but that was one of those awkward ones where it comes off opposition hands. You got to grab it. You half pull your hands away. It ends up coming off you, and Townsville will get the ball right back. Did not even look at the ring that time. Cook, really tough take. And Brianna Turner and Steph Talbot, that is a scary duo when you drive into the paint.
Well, they did a good job of keeping their hands straight up on that penetration, not bringing them down, not dropping them.
I think Turner will get awarded with the block on that occasion, as she does quite often. Got to go quick here, Townsville. I'm not sure they realise how long's left. Cox does. Little step back, didn't quite go. Good kick ahead pass to Dean. They've got the numbers. It should be a 3-on-2. Great extra one.
Oh.
And Turner couldn't put the finishing touches on.
She needs to finish, though. She needs to put a lid on that. That's such great work by 4 other teammates. You got to finish that.
Such brilliant build-up. Just let down by the final execution. Again, the fire, single digits, just have to create something out of nothing. Defense, fantastic at the moment for Adelaide. Dean couldn't get that one out of line.
You can see that Adelaide are trying to push the pace a little bit. Maybe tire Townsville out.
It's been a frantic first 4 minutes of this quarter. Up and down we go. And that one just a little bit lazy of a pass. Back the other way, the Lightning. Dean's going to turn it into a 2-on-1 through pure hustle and heart.
That's exactly what that was, Matt. She just sprinted the lane there because otherwise it was going to be 1-on-1. And Courtney Woods is a good defender, Izzy Bourne, and that just made an easy decision for Bourne to drop it off to Dean to finish that layup.
That's one for coaches to show all kids playing basketball. Turn it into an advantage for your team. Just run hard. And she got the layup for 2. Fantastic play from Japrice Dean. This timeout is brought to you by Latina Fresh. For a quick and easy weeknight dinner that the whole family will enjoy. Pick up a family pack of Latina Fresh pasta and sauce. Ready in minutes and so delicious there won't be any complaints at the dinner table. Find Latina Fresh in a chilled pasta aisle near you. And it's almost just a little bit cool, Laurie, when they make me read that one at around dinner time when I haven't had any dinner yet. I instantly just feel like I need some Latina Fresh pasta.
Great sponsors of the league, as are many of them that support the WNBL.
No doubt about that. And the Lightning, great start to this quarter. 12-7 at the moment in the third, and they lead 52-49. It looks like we're going to see the first minutes for Saffron Shields. I'm a little surprised that they haven't gone to a touch earlier, considering this is second game in 3 days. Looks like she's out there on the floor. See what she can do. Normally a bit of a spark plug for Townsville. Cox, great extra pass for Froling, but a good defensive recovery from Bourne. The Lightning doing everything right on defense, and Woods did a great job just to slow that one down.
Well, that looked like an automatic basket for Townsville. That was a great pass out there, and you can see how Courtney Woods continues to work hard. She's right now, Steph Talbot's guarding her, and she's having to work really hard, but just there defensively to get her hands and stop a fast break opportunity.
Hanging around through hands at the moment, but they haven't really gone anywhere with it, Adelaide. 5 seconds on the shot clock. It's in the right hands at the moment. Talbot, right idea. Warner just cut to the basket. Looked like she had a good look, but the pass a little too strong.
I think with the height difference, she could have really just pulled up and shot over Abby Ellis.
So Townsville just need to get something going offensively. It's been very stagnant so far in this third quarter.
It's a bit of a grind right now. Both teams are finding baskets hard to come by. The defense is ramped up for both of them. Hands in the passing lane.
There's that hands in the passing lane one more time. That one not going to drop, and Froling just always seems to find space in the paint. We'll get a look from the free throw line. And you mentioned that it turns into a bit of a grind, and it's baskets like Dean's from moments ago that are so valuable when it is so tough to score.
Well, that's it. Anytime you can get a fast break or transition basket where you don't have to go through all the motions and all the coming off screens and you know, having your looks there, it's always a bit of a momentum swing sometimes when that happens.
I also can confirm, Laurie, that we have now officially outscored the game from 6 days ago. 52-49. Halfway through the third quarter. Here's Dean. Great pass to Turner. The alley-oop was good. Fantastic setup, fantastic finish.
Now that deserved a good finish, and Brianna Turner delivered on that. Just a little tiny alley-oop to her teammate. Gotta love that.
And I love the attack from Turner as well. Said, well, I can alley-oop this, why wouldn't I? Don't let the defense get any whiff of coming back into the play. So a 5-point lead here from the Lightning, and this is the biggest it's been since early in the first quarter when they jumped out to 7. So let's see if Townsville, as I mentioned, second game in 3 days, do they have another answer in them? Woods just stepped out of bounds, and another big stop from Adelaide. Their defense has come to play. Just the 7 points allowed so far here in this third period. Anna Turner's doing it all, Laurie.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd be passing it to my 5-man to bring the ball up the floor in a 5-point game.
Took a little while, but they did eventually get it up there. Left that one short. Pinot, though. Good rebound. Wide open underneath. You've got to get her the ball. It was ball ace. The no-look drop off to Pinot. It's all happening. It's frantic. They've got to get a shot up, though. Dean's going to have to let it fly from way downtown. There's a battle going on. Pinot and Froling. A little more like WWE than it is basketball under the paint.
Great anticipation by Dean. Getting to that split line, getting in front of where the next pass was going to be going to.
Good hands in there from Saffron Shields. Bullock's going to check out, as is Courtney Woods. So Courtney Woods finally gets her first break in this game.
I have to say, both teams appear to really be sticking to their scouts, knowing what the other team's doing, getting to the right defensive positions, being active hands, active feet.
Yeah, good game to watch. Great pass from Talbot to Turner. The hoop plus the harm. Pretty basketball from the Adelaide Lightning.
Well, there was a switch on that, and Cook found herself on Turner underneath. Really didn't have any option but to foul, and Turner's been finishing well this quarter, and they need her to do that.
Well done from Brianna Turner. Into double digits now as well. Such a crucial part of their offense if she can get going.
So it's really important, Townsville, we know how composed they usually are, how structured they are. They need to go to those processes now. 8 points is nothing. And so they need to trust what they run, trust what, the coach has asked them to do, and they'll be fine. Lots of game left.
This is the equal biggest lead in this game, but the Fire themselves also had an 8-point lead earlier. So 57-49. Great take from Cook again. Looked like maybe she took a little nudge that just put her off balance, at least by the way that she reacted. kick the ball, but the ball movement's been fantastic here in the third quarter from the Lightning, just making the extra pass, finding the open player.
Well, and that's you know, all teams want to do that, have great ball and player movement. Movement off the ball, on the ball.
Talbot having a great game. Pressure up from Shields. Eventually finds its way down low. Extra kick. Pinot, big block from Cox. Said no, thank you. And the walk-off because she knew that the shot clock was going to expire as well.
Well, you just got to be so aware of Cox. As we've mentioned already, she leads the league in blocks, at least 3.3 a game, so she is a rim protector.
She's up to 3 in this game. And the remarkable thing is she very rarely has to leap the ground to actually block the shot. And she's going to go through there and earn herself a trip to the free throw line, but her timing and length is just that phenomenal. She doesn't have to jump.
Well, and she makes blocks look so easy and effortless. And really, it's all about timing and position.
So she's got 8 points, 3 blocks as mentioned, a couple of rebounds, and she heads to the free throw line for the first time tonight and gets the first one to go down, which is good for her, just a 47% free throw shooter. And so even splitting the pair is an improvement, Laurie. And no commentator curse there. 1 out of 2, still up from 47% by my very poor maths. Ball movement, as I said, fantastic for the Lightning. It's Hayley Andrews who put the finishing touches on there.
She had no fear of seeing Cox there, sitting there in the middle of the key, ready to swat her shot away.
Biggest lead of the game for either team now, 9 points the margin. Cook stops and pops. Might have been better off dropping it off to Fowler down low. Not sure where that pass was going, Laurie. Abby Ellis, that was almost spectacular. And Steph Talbot says, let's just take a breath. We've got a 9-point lead and we have a chance to push it out to double digits. 90 seconds remaining here in the third. Abby Ellis, look at the effort, look at the hustle.
She's brought a lot of energy to this game tonight at both ends of the floor. She looks to push it when she has the ball offensively, defensively. She's really active up and in, trying to get over screens, trying to get a deflection, chasing the ball as we just saw then.
Got 7 seconds here on the shot clock. Talbot took contact, didn't draw the foul, and Townsville get a much needed stop. Ball and turn it back out onto the floor. Just cannot get anything going offensively at the moment, Townsville. It was a volleyball spike at the net, it was a block. That was spectacular, both players with the same idea, and eventually it's going to stay with the Adelaide Lightning. Look at the replay of this one.
It was who touched it last, but it was Ellis. A good call. The referees were right there.
Tried to knock it back in off Turner, and Turner said, no, you can keep it, I think. Pristine now as the shot clock winds down once again for Adelaide. Pinot, we've seen her attempt this one before. She gets this one to go, and Adelaide lead by 11.
Nice little pick and pop by Georgia Pinot.
Just the 8 points in the quarter here for the Fire. Desperately need a basket, not going to get one here. There's about an 8-second differential between game clock and shot clock. Adelaide should not be in any sort of rush. And not at this point, although Pinot says, I'll go again. And it's going to stay with Adelaide. It was a good look in the end. Doesn't get that one to drop.
Well, went to do the dribble handoff to Steph Talbot in the corner and then rounded the corner herself. And had a good look at the basket.
In the end, it's worked better for Adelaide because the shot clock reset to 14, so the differential now down to about 4. which will give Townsville less time. Dean left that one shot. Cook's got to go and has to go quickly. Clock winding down. Flips it up, can't flip it in. Talbot won't even attempt one from full distance. And the Adelaide Lightning have a monster third quarter. They win it 21-8. They lead this game 61-50 as they look to fight themselves off the bottom of the ladder. But the Fire, they're going to come back strong in what will be an entertaining fourth quarter.
This is supposed to like go down to the wire and build lots of suspense, and you know this is came out with bang bang and absolutely nailed it. Grab that. Charlie, you can choose first one, blue or the red. Great choice. Great choice, guys. You want the red or the red? The red. Another great choice. Put your hands together, Sydney. And Charlotte. Absolutely good. And scores down the middle of the pocket as well.
Hello and welcome back to Adelaide 36ers Arena, where the Lightning have an 11-point advantage after an entertaining third quarter that they won by 13 points, 21-8. Fantastic defensive effort, and now in front of their home fans are looking to take home their second victory of the season. I'm joined by Laurie Chiswick, and Laurie, a good performance in that third quarter from Adelaide, but the job's not finished.
Well, it's certainly not, and they know that. They know they've got 10 more minutes of basketball. 11 points is nothing, especially at the start of that fourth quarter, so they'll want to continue to move, as Nather said, play at pace, show some poise, make good decisions.
They did a great job of forcing Townsville into plenty of late shot clock positions, and a late shot clock position right there for Adelaide, but it ends in two as Lauren Cox takes a very unfortunate stumble. More of a tumble probably in the end, if we're being honest.
The thing that really sticks out to me when I look at the three-quarter time stats is that for Adelaide, there's 4 players in double figures: Talbot, Borlase, Bourne, Dean, and so that's really hard to defend a team when who's going to step up, who's going to score, and they're really sharing the load around right now, Adelaide.
It's coming after a week ago. They didn't have a single player in double digits, so great signs for them. Townsville as well, after shooting 4 of 7 from deep in the first quarter, and just 2 of 12 since, so an area that they'd really like to get going. The interesting one, Courtney Wood, she got a break in that third quarter. Can she be the spark for them? But sadly, Q turns the ball over there. Great pressure, lock into the game there. Did a good job to get back into the contest, but Izzy Borlase will take a trip to the line where she's already had 9 attempts.
And we talked about this throughout the first half, is the ability for Adelaide to push the ball and test the legs of Townsville. Are they going to be running in mud in this fourth quarter? And is that going to impact the game?
It's a good start already here for the Lightning. The last thing they would have wanted was a couple of quick baskets for the Fire, back to single digits, and they get some energy and confidence up. But instead, it's gone from 11 out to 15, and they are eyeing off that second win of the season. A little bit loose there from Mansfield. We know that they like to run deep into their sets, but when the defense has been on point, it's left them in positions like this where they just have to create late in the shot clock. Woods is pretty good at doing so, but that one was too strong, And then Turner with another rebound, her 8th. Ball ace at pace, running downhill. Pinot, hasn't she put in some great minutes? Couldn't reel that one in, but the effort was there. Fantastic seal. For a moment, the fella was going to seal her all the way into the second row.
Well, she knew once she had her on her back, she wanted to keep her there and back her down to get even better position. And really left Pinot no option other than to foul her. Great job by Fowler.
Need a basket just to get themselves going here, Townsville. Cox has let it fly from
Wow.
deep. She's got her eye in, Laurie.
Why not? That's a couple from that corner there.
She's 3 of 4 from deep in this game. She entered it shooting just 19% from the land of plenty.
Gosh, all the coaches out there are going to have to change their scout notes on her.
Just when you think you got the league figured out. Back to 12, Dean. Doesn't get it to go. Great fight again from Pinot. But Townsville will walk away with it. Can cut the lead again. Fowler, a great job sealing. Gets another look. Puts it up. Puts it in. Alex Fowler, determined to get her team back into the contest.
Well, that's what they need to keep doing. Persevere with that. You can see here she didn't get this first shot, but was straight back into that O board and finds herself at the and one. And that's something Adelaide have to take care of business. They can't, you know, momentum's just an amazing thing, and you've got to make sure that they stay on top of that if they want to come out with this win.
It's back to 10. Love a settling basket here, because as you mentioned, Laurie, confidence and momentum is a big thing. And if Townsville get some life into their legs, all of a sudden this game could get close down the stretch. Pristine, look at the effort to try and follow her own shot, but she couldn't. And another chance here for Townsville. They've got some fresh legs on the court, including Nia Locke. Doesn't get that one to drop. She is a good three-point shooter, shooting it at just under 50%. But maybe not the exact look Shannon Seaborn was after. And it looks as though we are going to get a timeout here on the floor. It is a 10-point lead for Adelaide, but Townsville just with a little run. And you mentioned the play of Alex Fowler. She's up to 7 points, 7 rebounds, 4 of them offensive.
Well, that's the sign of a really good player when you know, you keep going after it. You stay in the play, you stay in the moment, you keep going after it, regardless of the score line, wherever you are. And I think she's done that really well this last quarter, and she's really sparked her team.
And she's a player who probably hasn't had quite the opportunity she did last season for the Cats, but looking to take full advantage of it. Here, this time out brought to you by Foot Locker. Foot Locker is celebrating 50 years of sneakers. So celebrate 50 years and the current hoop season by grabbing the latest kicks and apparel at your nearest Foot Locker, the official major partner of the WNBL. And I can confirm, Laurie, I'm yet to receive any correspondence in terms of the commentator and production staff deal that we were looking to get done, but I'll continue to work away in the background. You know, Foot Locker, fantastic sponsors of the WNBL and just the best kicks in the game. So if you want to get yourself sorted, especially Christmas time coming up. And I tell you, if any of my family and friends are listening, a nice gift wrap shoebox, preferably with shoes in it, under the tree would be very nice.
And there we see Lauren Cox walking onto the floor, and what an influence she's had on the game. Not only the defensive end, but from behind the three-point arc.
With 3 of 4 from deep, 3 blocks, 12 points. And had to sit out a little bit of the first half as well with some foul trouble. Certainly making up for it now. Big possession here for Adelaide. Out of the timeout, what do they draw up? Need a settling basket. It's a loose possession.
3 seconds on the shot clock.
Ball ace has to create. She does, but doesn't get the shot to drop. Townsville happy just to slow things down. Lock on the flare, finds its way to Woods. Stops, pops.
It's a great balanced shot by Courtney Woods coming off of that. Recognizing there was no defender there. Got by the first line of defense. Really nice look.
Just like that, it's back to an 8-point game. It was out to 15 at one point. 7-point run here for Townsville. Ball ace, a good rip through. Extra tip pass from Turner somehow to Dean. No dice and good fight from the rebound for Townsville. Pristine call for the foul. Not necessarily a bad one though, because it just slows any possible transition attempt from Townsville. It was a brilliant tip from Turner, wasn't it, to get the open look. It deserved to be counted as an assist, but Dean just couldn't quite get the shot to drop. Another chance to cut into the lead. Fowler, been playing so well. That one did everything but drop. And it is Dean who will come up with the rebound. Adelaide continue their search for a basket. Both teams looking a little fatigued. Townsville, of course, coming off the game on Wednesday. Basham looks to create. She doesn't get it to go. Fowler one more time, and one more time she'll go to the line for a potential 3-point play. It's back to a 6-point ball game.
Well, we knew that Townsville was never going to just lay down and let Adelaide, you know, run away with this game. They were always going to be competitive. They've got that sort of spirit in them, and particularly Alex Fowler's having a great impact in this fourth quarter.
And Courtney Ward's up to 8 assists now as well, after not having a single dime in the first quarter. We are back to a 5-point ball game with about half of the fourth quarter still to play. Defense has turned up a notch here for Townsville.
Well, it's really important that Adelaide don't go negative in what they're trying to do out there. You can see the desperation of Courtney Woods diving on the ball, just trying to get a hand to it, just being disruptive. There's now 5 seconds on the shot clock.
She's up to 56 minutes across 3 days, and she is still hustling for those loose balls deep into the fourth. As you said, Laurie, they have to go quick. Bourne hesitated, spins, kicked it back out. Dean will have to let it fly. I don't think she got it off in time. And another stop for the Townsville Fire. They have a chance to cut it back to a 1-basket game.
Well, I'm not sure that Izzy Bourne really was aware of how much time was on that shot clock.
Might have let the first one fly, because she did have half a metre of space. Lock on the flare. Woods stops, pops, left it well short. That's going to stay with Townsville, though.
Scoreboard pressure is so interesting. You can just see Adelaide tightening up a little bit right now, both offensively and defensively. We see Steph Talbot come back into the game. We were noting earlier, Matt, just that strapping on her leg. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure if she had that at the beginning of the game or not, but I don't think so.
Yeah, on that right leg, but she seems to be moving relatively freely, so hopefully nothing to really concern.
Yeah, she does. She looks good.
The Adelaide fans, and they get a handy stop there. You mentioned that scoreboard pressure there, just having nightmare flashbacks to 6 days ago, where there was a lid on the basket for a whole half. Well, they've just got 4 points here in this quarter, and they need something to go. Lauren Cox with her 4th block of the game. She's hosting her very own block party, and all the Adelaide Lightning are invited. Better defensive possession here from the Lightning. Mansfield yet to really get going. Now would be a good time, but it doesn't drop. But a great play to tie it up. And it's going to go back to Townsville, so the pressure continues to heap on the Adelaide Lightning.
Well, the Lightning have only scored 4 points this quarter.
We're at 3:51 to play, so 4 points in 6 minutes. They just need a basket in any way, shape or form, but they have to get a stop first. Woods looking to kick it back out to foul, which was the right idea. But a foul on the play. And that's going to send Courtney Woods to the free throw line as well. So another thing in the favour of Townsville is they are now in the bonus. So they will go to the line every time they get fouled. Courtney Woods, as mentioned last year, shot it at 90% from the free throw line.
I'd like to see a high pick and roll with Dean in it. Dean coming off of it, either pulling up herself, getting herself to the basket, or making a decision to pass it.
Have a one basketball game. Would you believe it? The lead was 15. It was 65-50, and all of a sudden it's 65-62. Bourne way off on that occasion. Townsville can bring it back to one. They can even tie it up. Woods to tie the ball game. She got it to go.
You cannot leave Courtney Woods that wide open at the three-point line. Of course she's going to shoot it. She's a great player. She's a great decision maker. She's played well this game.
It is a 15-0 run here for the Townsville Fire. They were down 65-50, and Courtney Woods with that step-back triple has tied it at 65 apiece. And the Adelaide Lightning are having flashbacks to 6 days ago. And I tell you what, Laurie, they're not nice flashbacks.
They certainly aren't nice flashbacks, but I tell you what, again, we've talked about Alex Fowler this quarter. She just set that little screen, recognizing where her teammate Courtney Woods was, and that's what really set up Woods for that shot. She is playing so well at both ends.
It certainly is. 10 points, 9 rebounds, 4 of them offensive, and assists as well for Alex Fowler. And for Courtney Woods, she is up to 21 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds, and she's played just over 30 minutes. I'm not sure if you saw there on the screen there, Laurie. The Adelaide Lightning players getting stuck into the ref for blowing the whistle a little too close to the huddle.
I saw them all holding their ears. I wasn't sure what was happening there.
As if the pressure of a 15-0 run being on the bad end of that isn't enough. You've also got the ref just blasting those lethal whistles in the air.
So this is a really good test for Adelaide to see what they're made of, what sort of, decision making they can have when it's under the pressure, under the pump.
Who do you want taking the shot here? Who's the play drawn up for, desperate for a basket?
I mean, you've got so many options of great scores out there, but they can't be hesitant.
Lace is one of those, single digits on the shot clock. Talbot had some space, eventually got it up, but a good defensive recovery from Woods. And Townsville now can possibly take the lead. Good hands from Lace. Locke came on just at the start of this run and has been rewarded by being left on the floor. Got to go quick here. Ball got inbounded a little bit earlier than I think they expected. Woods hesitates, wrap around, Fowler fouled and should go to the line to shoot 2. And Laurie, despite this being their second game in 3 days, Townsville looked the less fatigued out of the two teams down the
Well,
stretch.
they're just holding their nerve right now. They're using all their experience. That was a great, again, hesitation dribble by Woods. We find that Bourne's in the right spot. There's Coach Shannon Seabaum. He's had his work cut out for him the last couple of days.
That is for sure.
Now, we talked about in a close game how important foul shots are.
Missed the first and missed the second, but got her own rebound. That's her 10th. It's a double-double, 5 of them offensive. And when you need a basket, you need possession. That doesn't help, but that does from Steph Talbot. Thought they mightn't look to take advantage of the 5-on-4, but happy to slow things down. Talbot comes off the pick, cross-court pass. This one has to go for Adelaide, and it does.
That's exactly what they needed. Dribble penetration, get your feet in the paint, get everybody to collapse. Cox is there ready to swat the ball out of the air, kick it out to a three-point shooter.
They finally end the 15-0 run through Izzy Ball-Ace for 3. Just under 2 minutes to go in this one. Again, it's the combination of Woods and Fowler who got rejected, got the ball back, drew the foul, and she will go to the line because they are in the bonus.
She is everywhere, Alex Fowler. It's really good. You almost feel like this is a breakout game for her with her new team.
These are really big free throws, though, because she's 1 of 4 from the charity stripe in this one. So, big moments. Well, interestingly, they're not. It's going to be a sideline ball. So, no free throws here for Fowler. Shot clock winding down. Woods is going to have to get one up. Pinot took a tumble. Woods for 3 to tie the game. Doesn't get it to go. An interesting unfolding of events there. Lightning can get a bit of breathing room here. Shot clock down to single digits. Pinot looking for the high-low feed. Cox was there again. Fantastic play from Lauren Cox. Fowler one more time in the paint. Happy to kick it back out. She knew Brianna Turner was there waiting. Woods, one way. Lock, extra kick. Fowler back to Lock. They have to get a shot up. Cox thought about it. Got it to Woods. Woods has to let it fly. Left it short. Big rebound, Turner. Just a broken possession from Townsville at a really inopportune time. Adelaide. Can they push the lead out? Dean got herself into trouble. Got it back. Has to get the shot up. Step through. One more to ball ace. Let it fly. Left it short.
Great defense by Townsville, forcing a shot clock violation.
So that one goes out of bounds. Japristine just got a touch in there. There's 1.3 seconds between the game clock and shot clock, and no surprise, Shannon Seaborn wants to talk things over because they are either going to look for the quick 2 and foul or look to tie the game up with the 3. Laurie Chiswick, if you were in charge of the clipboard over there, what are you drawing up? Are you looking for something that has both options available, or are you looking just to tie this game?
Well, I think you want to take the first best available shot. So I think they'll set something up for a 3 to try and tie it up. But if nothing's there, and I mean, because if you're Adelaide, you would deny everything at the 3-point line. So if the 3-point doesn't present itself, then yes, get a drive to the basket, maybe get a foul. But if you score, then foul straight away to stop the clock.
And on the flip side of the ball, something that in probably the last 12 months has caused plenty of debate in basketball circles is other teams got possession, you're up 3, do you foul?
You do, depending on how many fouls you have to give. I'm not quite sure of the foul count right now, but if Adelaide have something to give, then absolutely you foul to be disruptive for that play.
Well, any foul should send Townsville to the free throw line, but I guess looking to foul, that would mean that they don't get a 3-point shot attempt up. The difficult thing with it in FIBA rules is that you have to do a very, very good job of disguising it. Otherwise, the officials have the ability and the opportunity to call an unsportsmanlike foul. So is it a risk we're taking? Well, we'll wait and see what Coach Nat Hurst has instructed.
I think right now you just take away the 3-point shot.
There's the quick 2. It was Courtney Woods who swooped in. Now you have to play the foul game. But the difficult thing for the Fire is that they've only committed 1 through the first 9 minutes and 40 seconds of the quarter. So this is when not fouling actually comes back to bite you a little bit.
They're going to have to foul 3 more times before it sends anybody to the line.
So got to do it quick. Have to do it quick. Waited maybe a second or 2, so that's number 3. And really precious seconds starting to waste away.
So really you want the ball in the hands of your best foul shooter if you're Adelaide.
Still 1 more to give before it ends in free throws. Got to make sure you get it in. Foul there quickly on Mansfield. It was only about a second off the clock. Now the next one will be free throws. And interestingly, it looks like Brooke Basham is going to check into the game. Pinot comes out, so an extra free throw shooter in. Done relatively well here, Townsville, not to let too much time off the clock. Turner's got to get it in. Not sure a lob pass to the shortest player on the court is worth it. There is a foul. There's a whistle I think it's going to go against your pristine disaster for Adelaide. It's going to be Townsville basketball. Let's have a look at the replay. There was a little tug of the shirt. I'm not sure if you could quite catch it, but there was a little tug of the shirt. And it's going to be free throws, remarkably, in the bonus for Lauren Mansfield.
That's probably the worst case scenario for Adelaide that could be, but credit to Lauren Mansfield and the defense there, just denying that inbounds pass from Turner.
This is her first trip to the free throw line. Interestingly that it's being called in the bonus because in theory Adelaide were in possession, so should it have been an offensive foul and therefore not able to take a trip to the charity stripe. And that is going to be the case. As expected, I was about to say Adelaide were in possession, and so you cannot get the freebies off an offensive foul. So it's ruled an offensive foul, not a loose ball foul. So Townsville now sideline out of bounds.
Were you a referee in your past life?
Maybe I should have been, Laurie. Maybe I should have been. Maybe I was just too eager to tell the referees what I really thought. But anyway, we've got a timeout on the floor. Townsville down by a point, but I tell you what, it really couldn't have turned out much better for them. They thought they were going to have to wish upon missed free throws. Instead, they get the quick two. They earn the ball back through a careless pass. And now who does the ball go in the hands of, Laurie?
Well, I think you've got to either look at Courtney Woods, who has 23 points, or certainly Alex Fowler, who has just been phenomenal in this fourth quarter. Set something up for either of them, I think would be a good option.
Yeah, I think with Courtney Woods, you mentioned those 23 points, 8 assists as well, so it doesn't necessarily mean that she has to take the shot, but she's certainly the right person to get the ball in the hands of to make the right decision. And the Lightning need to come up with a stop. They've been outscored 17-7 here in this final quarter. They gave up a 15-0 run. It was 65-50 early in the fourth quarter. It came back to 65 apiece. And now they have to defend a possession here, get the stop, get the rebound with 11.8 seconds remaining.
Well, they've got to do the same thing that Townsville did to them. Deny this pass, work hard, make it difficult.
Let's see what the Townsville Fire have drawn up. Ends in the hands of Woods. The double comes. Loose pass, turnover. They gave it right back, Adelaide. Mansfield from the wing, off back iron. Woods, up, under, count the points. Courtney Woods, the hero in Adelaide, and the Townsville Fire, highway robbery.
Oh my goodness.
Can you believe it? Courtney Woods has snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. The Adelaide crowd are shocked. They are stunned. They had possession. They gave it back. They forced a miss. And Courtney Woods, like she has been all night, was in the right place at the right time.
Wow, she's breathing a sigh of relief there. Devastating for Adelaide. Absolutely devastating. But full credit to Townsville for fighting back, for playing that last minute, that last 20 seconds superbly in what they did.
Courtney Woods, who clocked 36.5 minutes in this game after playing 25 minutes in Perth just 2 nights ago, has played it out to the very final tenths and milliseconds. Comes up with the big basket.
I wasn't even sure whether that shot, she'd gotten it off on time. That's how close it was. I was just looking for the little light to come on, but wow, she didn't have any room to spare there on that offensive rebound and putback.
25 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, and they were down 65-50 early in the fourth quarter. They were down by 15 points. They looked dead and buried. And the Townsville Fire have somehow come back to win this game. What a fantastic end it was. My goodness, Laurie, and this is just a real heartbreaker for the Adelaide Lightning.
Well, it certainly is, because they played well. They just lost their nerve in that fourth quarter again. You know, we talked about momentum and you know, scoreboard pressure, and they looked like they were tightening right up, and certainly Townsville are a great team, and they know that they can come back, they can win these sort of games, and they've got that experience, and that's exactly what they did.
It looked like Adelaide's game to lose, and it was Adelaide's game to lose, but it was Townsville who stood up, and when you probably would have given them not a pass, but you wouldn't have been surprised if down 15, a second game in 3 days, if they put the cue in the rack, but they came out firing, and you just cannot write off the Shannon Seabohm coach team.
Well, I think, you know, you love the tenacity of the players, and that, you know, there it is, there's that shot. It was out of her hands well and truly, hit the backboard as the shot clock violation went off, but really well deserved by Courtney Woods with her 25 points and 8 assists.
Fantastic game from her. Izzy Bullace, 18 points, had that big triple down the stretch, 6 rebounds, did a great job getting to the free throw line, 8 of 11 from the charity stripe. The other big player down the stretch in this game was for the Townsville Fire. Alex Fowler had a monster last quarter, finished with 10 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 of them were offensive.
She had such an influence at both ends of the court. She was hustling defensive, getting deflections, getting rebounds. And then at the offensive end, I mean, she was looking to seal hard. She was right place at the right time. We saw her get a couple of offensive rebounds that again gave them second chance opportunities. She was really impressive.
And one player would be remiss of us not to mention is Brianna Turner, who Adelaide looking for her to increase her offensive output. Well, she comes with 15 points, 7-11 from the field. Her classic 14 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, and that's the type of game they'll be wanting night in and night out from her. And to be fair, they're going to win more games than they lose if Brianna Turner puts out those type of numbers.
Yeah, she was impressive, and there was a couple that she would be disappointed that she missed, but overall she had a really strong influence on the game, and it was great to see her scoring that 14 points.
Well, chance for us all just to catch our breath. My goodness, what an ending to a basketball game. I hate to be the guy who says, I told you so, but about midway through the second quarter, Laurie, I did say this has got the feeling of a little bit of a close one. And that is certainly the way it turned out. As we see Courtney Woods just relaxing there on screen, as she deserves to do. 36.5 minutes in this one, 25 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, and the game winner. But one play we haven't mentioned, Laurie, in this post-game chat is the person that Courtney Woods is helping up right there, Lauren Cox, whose three-point shooting kept them in it throughout the game. We know what we're going to get from her in terms of blocking shots, low post entries and scores, but the three-point shooting was phenomenal.
Well, it was, and the scout was to sag off of her, let her shoot the 3 because she was only 3 from 16 coming into this game. Wow, she certainly proved the naysayers wrong with her shooting tonight. Really liked that corner 3-point shot, and of course she was influential in really protecting the rim.
She certainly was, and if she can continue to shoot at a clip like that, or at least close to 30-40%, all of a sudden you've got another element to this game, and it means that you can probably play Cox and Froling a bit easier together because one of them can step out and look to bury that deep ball while the other establishes themselves in the low block.
Well, we've got so many great sort of 5 players or bigger players that can shoot the 3, that are versatile, and it always makes you that much more difficult to defend. If you set a screen, are you going to roll, are you going to pop, because now you can shoot the 3-point shot and you need to defend that. So it's a great string to have to her bow.
Certainly is no doubt about that. A big part of that 19-7 final quarter from the Townsville Fire. And this is only game 2 of round 5. Would you believe it? So plenty more fantastic basketball coming away for the rest of the weekend. A big doubleheader tomorrow night. It starts off with Sydney hosting Geelong United, and then the Bendigo Spirit at home, the undefeated Bendigo Spirit. Haven't they been fantastic? And the return of Kelsey Griffin, as if it was almost unfair as it was. The Bendigo Spirit are undefeated, get back one of the great players the league's ever seen.
Well, I mean, that'll be really interesting to see how she emerges into that team, because the Bendigo Spirit are you know, they're on fire right now. They're just rolling along really nicely. All their games they played, they look really confident, really strong, really good. So it'll be interesting to see how many minutes she gets to fit into that lineup.
That is certainly the case. And then we end the weekend with a grand final rematch, and that's going to be a really interesting clash. Southside up against Perth, and you'll get to hear Laurie on the call in that one. And also, while we've got a second, this is I love to applaud WNBL teams. The Adelaide Lightning are getting ready to do a signing session, which after a loss like that, Laurie, must be brutal to try and front up. You just want to get in the locker room, you want to get home, but credit to them, this is the impact that they can have in the community, setting up shop for a signing session. You can see all the fans waiting to get their autograph.
It's so impressive, and all the clubs do it, and all the players do it, and it's so tough after a loss like that. But you know what? Sometimes the kids just, it doesn't matter whether they win or lose. They just want to see their idols. They just want that signature, that picture, whatever, and full credit to all the players that stay and do that.
Yeah, certainly the case. They won't be talking about the loss. They'll be talking about the autographs that they secured.
Yeah.
But it was a heartbreaking loss for Adelaide. At home, they had it in the bag. They led by 15 points. They go down by 1. Courtney Woods, the heartbreaker for the Townsville Fire, who split their weekend 1-1. On behalf of the great production crew, on behalf of the legendary Laurie Chiswick, my name's Matt Hickey. We hope you've enjoyed your Friday night Hoops Fix, but don't forget, tomorrow night a big doubleheader of WNBL action coming your way.
Wow.